Certainly. Here is the text exactly as you provided. Chapter 7, The Path to Connection, Part 2. As Lucas transitioned from 16 to 17, the air around him crackled with anticipation. Each day felt like a new opportunity, the weight of his insecurities slowly lifting as he ventured further into the world. His experiences had shaped him, pushing him toward a path of courage he had yet to fully embrace. This newfound determination ignited a fire within him, compelling him to actively seek out opportunities to engage with Mina. He often found himself attending her track meets, sometimes accompanied by Thomas, standing at the sidelines with a small group of cheering students. Each race was a chance for him to understand her world, to feel the energy that radiated from her as she raced. He would watch her take her place at the starting line, the focus etched on her face, her blonde hair tied back in a tight ponytail that swayed with each stride. The crowd's excitement filled the air, but for Lucas, it was Mina's fierce determination that sparked something deep within him. In those moments, he felt a stirring, a realization that he wanted to be more than just a spectator in her life. The day finally came when their paths crossed in a way Lucas had dreamed of. After a particularly thrilling meet where Mina had once again set a new record, Lucas found himself waiting for her outside the stadium. The exhilaration of the crowd still lingered in the air, a buzz of energy that mirrored his own emotions. As he stood there, he could feel the weight of his nervousness pressing down on him, a mixture of excitement and fear swirling in his chest. Then, like a ray of sunlight breaking through the clouds, Mina stepped out, glowing with the thrill of victory. Lucas was struck by her beauty. Her blonde hair shimmered in the sunlight, cascading around her shoulders in soft waves, and her green eyes sparkled with excitement and life. Despite her athletic build, which spoke to her strength and capability, her face radiated warmth and charm. In that moment, she was not just an athlete, but someone extraordinary, someone he had admired from afar for far too long. Standing a short distance away, Mina's butler watched patiently, a silent sentinel observing their interaction. Though he kept his distance, his presence added an air of formality to the moment, underscoring the divide between Mina's world and Lucas's. Yet, Lucas was oblivious to this scrutiny, lost in the magnetic pull of their connection. Their eyes met, and time seemed to suspend for a heartbeat, the world around them fading into the background. Lucas felt a rush of adrenaline, his heart pounding in rhythm with the excitement that coursed through him. "Hey, Mina! Congratulations!" Lucas called, his voice steady despite the rapid thump of his heart. Mina turned, surprise dancing in her eyes before she broke into a radiant smile that lit up her entire face. "Thanks. Did you see that finish? It was insane!" Lucas nodded, adrenaline coursing through him as he took a step closer, emboldened by her enthusiasm. "You were incredible out there. I'm Lucas, by the way." They exchanged introductions, and Lucas found himself drawn into a conversation that felt surprisingly effortless. They spoke about running, their dreams, and the pressure they both faced as they navigated their respective journeys. Lucas learned about the sacrifices Mina made, early mornings, grueling practices, and the weight of expectations from her adoptive family. In turn, he shared snippets of his own life, the isolation he often felt, and the struggles he faced with understanding his abilities. Yet he held back on revealing the true depth of his powers, knowing that vulnerability could complicate their burgeoning connection. As they talked, Lucas couldn't help but notice the way Mina's laughter seemed to resonate with him, each sound wrapping around his heart like a warm embrace. There was an unspoken understanding between them, a current that transcended mere attraction. It was as if their souls were intertwined, recognizing something profound in each other that lay beyond the surface. They laughed together, the sound mingling with the fading cheers of the crowd. He discovered that she was more than just an athlete. She was thoughtful, funny, and genuinely kind, a person he could see himself growing closer to with each passing moment. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Lucas realized that this encounter was only the beginning. He sensed the connection between them deepening, an invisible thread binding their fates. It was an intimacy that went beyond simple friendship, hinting at a shared destiny neither of them could yet comprehend. In that moment, he knew that this was not just a chance meeting, but the start of something meaningful. He didn't know what the future held, but for the first time, he felt ready to embrace it, ready to step into the light of friendship and perhaps something more. Together, they walked out of the stadium, the atmosphere buzzing with celebration around them, their laughter trailing behind like a promise. They made their way to the community transport station, where sleek vehicle pods floated effortlessly, their designs smooth and aerodynamic, glimmering with the power of shimmering magic crystals embedded in their frames. The pods hovered slightly above the ground, silent and inviting as they awaited passengers. Lucas felt a thrill of excitement at the prospect of sharing this moment with Mina, a small piece of the world he had grown to love. The world around them was alive with energy, the chatter of friends, the distant music of celebrations, but Lucas felt an exhilarating calm settle in his heart. He was no longer just the boy hidden in the shadows. He was Lucas, a boy on the brink of connection. With Mina by his side, he felt a renewed sense of purpose, ready to explore the depths of his abilities and the possibilities that lay ahead. As they reached the station, a sleek vehicle pod, designed for 1 or 2 passengers, came to a soft halt. The door slid open with a gentle whoosh, revealing a spacious interior. Mina's butler stepped forward, signaling for her to enter first. "Mina, it was amazing to finally talk with you," Lucas said, his heart racing with the realization that their time together was ending for now. "I really enjoyed it too, Lucas," she replied, her smile tinged with a hint of regret. "I hope we can do this again soon." "Definitely. I'll be cheering you on at the next meet." She stepped back slightly, the butler standing poised behind her, a reminder of the world from which she came. "Goodbye, Lucas," Mina called as she climbed into the vehicle pod, her voice ringing with sincerity. The door slid shut with a soft click, and Lucas stepped back, watching as the pod glided away, carrying Mina back into her world, a world that felt both familiar and distant. As he stood there, the energy of the day lingered in his heart. For the first time, he felt a sense of belonging, knowing that the connection they had forged was just the beginning of something greater. He turned to leave the station, ready to embrace whatever the future held for him, determined to chase after the bond they had begun to build.